Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 things I no longer buy. And I made a similar video a few weeks ago, so you can check that out. So this video is actually part 2. The first thing I no longer buy are watches. I actually really love watches. I found them very beautiful, but when I was younger, I used to get watches pretty much every Christmas and every birthdays, but every time, a few weeks or a few months later, I would have broken the watch or lost it. And I remember one time in particular where I got a watch for Christmas and a few weeks later I lost it and my mom was really mad, and then she started to persuade herself that I was getting bullied at school and that someone at school stole me the watch. I explained her that it was not the case, but she didn't want to believe me because for her it didn't make sense to lose a watch so soon after having it. A few weeks later, she found my watch in the middle of a pile of clothes and I had forgotten that it was there. So my mom was really upset. Of course, she was relieved that I was not getting bullied at school, but she was upset that I was so carefree with my things. So she told all my family members to stop gifting me with watches. So when I was a little bit older, as an old teenager, if I can say that, I bought myself a watch for the first time, and it was the last time because a few weeks later I lost it, and I was really upset because that time it was my own money. So I realized that watches and me, we don't get along, we have a bad relationship together. So I decided to not care for watches anymore. And since that date, which happened more than 20 years ago, I don't buy watches anymore. I still love to see them on other people, but not on me. If I need to check the time, I just check my cell phone. And when it comes to jewelry, accessories, I use everything but watches. The second thing I no longer buy, actually I never bought them. I'm talking about expensive or luxury sunglasses. I absolutely love sunglasses. I wear them all year around. If you see me outside, even in the winter, I always have my sunglasses because I have extremely sensitive eyes. But I don't buy luxury sunglasses for 2 reasons. First, I think they are way overpriced, like any luxury brands, but I don't know, for sunglasses it's even less justifiable for me because it's a piece of plastic. Okay, so I don't understand the price, and also because it is small, I also tend to lose my sunglasses. So could you imagine if I would lose a very expensive luxury sunglasses? I would be very upset. So for those 2 reasons, I don't care for them. And even when I see them, I don't find them that beautiful. You can find nice sunglasses with good eye protection for a very affordable price. So that's just what I do. And that way, when I lose one, I can easily replace it. The third thing I no longer buy are foundations. Now, let me explain, because I still buy foundations, but I used to buy so many foundations and most of them did not work for me. So now I am very mindful, very particular when I buy a foundation. The thing is, and I think I've already explained that on a previous video, but my skin tone is very difficult to find in a foundation. Even if the foundation has 50 shades of dark skin color, I might not find my foundation because of my undertone, which is a mix of undertones that I'm not able to find in most brands. And not only the color can be the issue, but many foundations have a lot of perfume, a lot of alcohol, which my skin can take. But I did not know that a few years ago. I found out the hard way by getting pimples for many foundations. And because I take care of my skin so much, I want my foundation to look flawless. So for those reasons, it is difficult to find the perfect match, but I started to wear foundation kind of late, so I didn't really know where to find a foundation. I didn't know how to find a good foundation. And unfortunately in France, if you buy something and it doesn't work for you, but you use it too bad, you have to keep it. So I ended up with what I call a symmetry of foundations. And once I realized how much foundations I bought that did not work for me, I forced myself to be very careful with the next foundation I buy. So I have a few foundations that works for me and I'm gonna stick with it as long as they sell it. I'm not looking for every new foundation now. I'm done. And I don't need 10 foundation. If I have 1, 2, 3 foundations that work for me, I'll just stick with those. The fourth thing I no longer buy are plants. I don't know what it is, but it seems that plants cannot survive with me. Every time I try to buy one, it dies after a few months. It seems that it is difficult for me to remind myself to give them water. So that's how they die. I just forget about them. The plant that you see often here on my videos is a plant that usually lives in the desert, so she doesn't really need water. I just need to put water in it once a month. And to be honest, sometimes I forget, but she seems to survive. So I guess if I have to buy new plants, I will just buy plants that live in the desert because they seem to hold on better. But I'm not interested in getting new plants. You know, I have this one, she seems to survive with me. I'll just stick with that one. But I love when I go to someone's place and I see many beautiful plants, I just can't do it. The fifth and last thing I no longer buy, and I'm sure I'm not the only woman here, are shoes I can't wear. Okay, so I used to do that for 2 reasons. Number one, my shoe size is not common in France. My shoe size is 41 or 10 in American size, and in France you don't always find the size 41, and when you find it they only have one pair, so if you don't buy it, too bad for you. And sometimes the size 41 is a tight 41, so it's not necessarily the right size for you. But because I need shoes, when I find a size 41, even if it is a little bit tight, then I used to buy it because I was like, what am I supposed to do? This is the biggest size. But then after you arrived at home and a few weeks later, when it's time to wear the shoes, you realize that you can't really walk with it. It also happens when I want to buy heels. I find heels beautiful, but it seems that they hurt my feet, and also I don't really know how to walk with them, especially when it's high heels. Also, I live in Paris, I have to walk a lot to go everywhere, so heels are not convenient. But still, I used to buy them and then I would never wear them. For the first reasons, I've found a solution, which is that now that I've been traveling a lot, I know that there are countries where I can easily find my shoe size, like the United States or the United Kingdom. So when I go there, I tend to stock up on shoes, and there are a few brands in France where I know I can find my size, but it is very limited. When it comes to heels, now I just buy heels for fancy shoes that I know I can wear at a wedding or for special event or to go to a restaurant, but I know I won't walk. I will take a cab, go to the restaurant, sit, stand up and go back to the cab. So these are the type of shoes that you buy but you don't really walk with them. But I love shoes, but I am limited for those two reasons. But when I go abroad, I'm always looking for shoes because this is the opportunity for me to find something. But I still have the symmetry of shoes I don't wear to remind me that I have to be careful with the next ones I'm gonna buy. I'm done with the list. Please let me know in the comment section if there are something that you no longer buy and why. Thank you for watching the video and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye!